is it. Scotty's just a money you'll get. Sometimes we are joined by around that. It's just that they are so quiet. You wouldn't notice that. It's the DobberCast. DobberCast. It's the DobberCast. Listen to the DobberCast, yeah.
Cool thing to do.
And we're live. Because I can only delay the 1 minute delay so much.
Yeah.
Welcome on everybody to the DobberCast episode 2, where we are today talking about the roadmap that got revealed just slightly earlier in the week. Right, let's all introduce ourselves. Obviously, I'm Connor. I'll be the host today.
Yeah, I'm Brandon. You met me on the last one. I am the local ginger degenerate.
I'm a prisoner this time around.
Locked away in that bazaar.
Yeah, they got me.
They got you good.
Yeah. So today we have literally one topic. We have the main topic, which is entirely the roadmap for 2027 got revealed, and I am very, very hyped for it.
Yeah, same.
It was probably the best reveal I've ever seen since Europe got original. Or the equivalent of.
Never again.
That is also true. Before we go any further, we should also say if you're part of the EU region and you're not already signed up to this event, for the love of God, get signed up for this event. I think last time I checked, it was up at 47. I think 47. I want to say.
Well, yeah, we're nearing 50. We've kicked up enough fuss that obviously now we've got one. Let's make sure we actually attend.
Yeah.
And get the numbers in.
Yeah, we should all go.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely get yourself signed up to that event. It's on October 3rd. Currently, there is no payment system set up for it because Cardio crashed or something like that. It can't take the payments or something. So, you can literally join now and pay later. I will be one of those people paying later. I'm not paying until October.
Yeah.
Because that was my plan initially. So, I have not budgeted for that event till then. So.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. It's a surprise for a lot of people, but it's a good surprise at the end of the day. Like, it's something we weren't going to get. We've all been crying out for. We were all so upset that we didn't get one, and now we've got one. We've got to make sure that we make it as much fun as possible. Even if not for just the sake of seeing each other for the first time in like a year.
Yeah.
I hear there'll be a certain beach-themed fighting game mode there as well.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's true.
does it have a ball by any chance?
It may have a ball.
Oh god.
I honestly hope, right, you're not able to get any copies of that fucking card.
Imagine it just becomes a public refusal. He tries to train anyone. They're like, no.
Everyone's like, nope, not allowed.
No, ain't happening.
No, but I'm gonna get every copy of it.
It gets to the point where it becomes a reward store now that we've got that back. We get
Oh
a
my
reward
God.
store promo copy of Tekka Ball, and they just refuse his account to buy them.
That's like the lifetime redeems already.
Marnie, she's not allowed those. Marnie, she's not allowed those Tekka Ball promos. No.
I think because they're obviously going to be doing like tournament packs again. I hope that means a foil Tekken Ball,
And you still won't be allowed one.
Yeah.
and I still won't get.
Well,
If you pack one, we have to confiscate it.
is it a rare or is it just a common or an uncommon? What is it?
It's an uncommon, I believe.
Is it an
Uncommon, I think.
uncommon? Jesus,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a rare.
I think
That's not,
because of the
that's not
niche,
the
is like
set, it's an uncommon.
it's an uncommon, yeah.
So then, yeah, you
They're
might
doing a
be able to
real
get
good job
foil
of-
versions.
They're
Interesting.
doing a real good job of talking about this roadmap.
Oh yeah, but it's fine.
yeah,
this
the
is all.
roadmap,
This was all to do with the EU event, so we're fine to plug
Yes. Oh,
the
true.
good cause.
Of course.
But yeah, let's
'Cause I will be
dive
checking-
into it. So obviously
Yeah.
the roadmap came out. We got a very cool video. Honestly, they nailed the video every single time as well. To be fair to them,
The backing track, oh my, the
Yeah.
taste and the riff of the backing tracks are always so good.
So like we have it
Can you
up on
play the
screen
video
as well.
live?
I
Yeah.
have it, but I've taken the audio down so we don't get done in for it.
Fair.
But it is there. It'll be repeated on repeat forever until we're done. And I got a screen grab and stuff like that. So like, obviously, let's just read out all of the ones that are coming out, right? So there's 2 JoJo Bizarre Adventure Challenger Series things happening.
Yes.
And then what else is there? Persona 5, what's it, Royals? Is the other one?
Persona 5 Royal, yes. And I think that's another 2 challenges.
Yep.
Yes.
And then Hellboy is the other challenger. Which I also think was sort of alluded to being like a 2-parter as well. I think they're all
Yes.
going to be 2-parters just by default.
Yeah.
I think it's the way to do
The
it.
article mentions
You know,
it's too.
the Hellboy one is also for me the one that caught me the most by surprise. I don't know if anyone had any prior
Well-
acknowledgement of that, but
Wasn't on the bingo
I
card.
know nothing about Hellboy.
Hellboy is such a cool feature. Like, it's one that there's so many things they could do with so many different characters because there's so many different like small variations on them.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So that is the 4 challenger product things coming out. And then the 3 sets we're getting for next year. We're getting Return to Critical Role with Bell's Hells. We're getting Invincible, which was already touted about as such. And
Yeah.
then, personally for me, the biggest one is we're getting Warhammer 40 fucking K.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
That
Already
that
had people
was,
talking about it, so.
Yeah. Oh,
That is my bread and butter. Like, quite literally, that is what I was going to be playing competitively next year. And now I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm still going to be playing it competitively next year. Just not in the way I thought I was initially. Like, there's less painting to do now, which is nice. Oh, Apple and Chat is
Well,
saying
it depends
40K
whether
more.
they take my idea up and put an insertable paint card.
Oh, it'd be so funny. That'd be good.
Mate, even if it was a token, I think that'd be the funnest thing ever. Like, just a little paintable token.
There better be an action that's thin your paints.
That'd be cool.
There's like so
Make
much
sure you
they
wash
could
your brush
do.
before you dip it.
So, should we jump through? Let's do the challengers first.
Yeah.
Since there's 4 of them, right? So, then we're going to like go with the JoJo ones first, since you know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. For me personally,
I know.
the brother
I know too
is
much.
all on JoJo. I actually told him about it, and that's got him hyped. So, like, if
Hell yeah.
Aaron, the wee brother's getting hyped on product who doesn't play the game at all, last time he played was like 2019, that's a good sign. So,
I'm in a
could be
weird
playing
place with
again.
JoJo where I've watched enough of the anime where I'm like, I like this, but I've not watched all of it because I'm
I
so stuck between different things.
I'm only like not caught up on the 2 parts that aren't in English yet.
Oh, that's a live admittal of not being
I need to start
a
8
sub
and
watcher.
9. I know I've been reading it. I don't.
Ah, okay.
yeah,
Fancy pants. You
That's,
can read.
that's what I'm going to have to
That's
attempt
what
to do is learn to read
That's what the
first,
glasses are for.
and then I've got the books.
Sorry, you can read. You know what I mean? Jesus, not all of us have that level of intellect. Damn.
It's the glasses.
Don't know
That's
how
where
I
the
play
power
card
comes
games,
from.
not being able to read, but we get there somehow. I just play the ones that have like big numbers on.
I just remember
This
the
must be
Yeah,
pictures.
they're like the AOT ones that just have like blank boxes, but say like 8 high for 11.
Yeah, they're the ones we want, right? What's that like? Summit Steel. It's the Mikasa one, isn't it? It's the Summit Steel, isn't it? Hardened Steel.
Yeah, because
Happens to.
yeah. So I remember there's just one of them in like one of the starter decks. We had
Yeah,
here
yeah.
It's moving and 11 mid for 7 on an 8 diff.
Good cards, you know what I mean? Who
Oh,
needs
there you go,
words when
no
you could just have
freaking
stats? Things
I
we
love
love.
stats.
So, do we obviously like so we know the arcs that they're talking about? It's like what's the 2 of them called again? It's like one's like the golden.
So have part 5 Golden Wind,
Golden
and then
Wind.
part 6 the Stone Ocean. So I think I don't remember like because they're set like a few years apart, and they're set on like 2 different main casts.
Right.
So
Okay.
like in the trailer, Jono, the one with like the blonde hair, is the main character of part 5. Then Stone Ocean Part 6. It's like got green hair, Jolene.
Yeah.
Basically,
right,
there's a lot of Joes in JoJo.
Yeah. I
yeah.
try to think of because he's what did the anime?
It's mostly for this one. This is like as I was saying to the guys before, like coming into this, it's the only one that I'm really not too knowledgeable about. As I say, I will start doing my reading. As I said, the brother
Yeah.
has all the books and stuff, all the mangas or whatever.
For me, the main thing to know is that for Universes, right, it captures a world of like variation anyway. And in JoJo's, like it's been called Bizarre Adventure because the whole thing is a bit bizarre. Like it is really cool. And I think in the world of Universes, JoJo's fits in really, really well. Like the characters all slot in well. It's gone on for such a long time as well, like the story that it whether you're looking at it like the JoJo against Yu Yu Hakusho, kind of like art years and styles,
Yeah.
they collide fine. Or you look at them at like modern shonens, it still sits fine. Like JoJo is just good for universes in general, like the themes.
Yeah.
Align
It's
well.
like
It's one of those IPs that I'm like, this is not weird being in universes at all. Like this suits
it's
us really
huge as
well.
well. Like it will get people
Oh
interested
yeah,
in the game.
it'll get people interested, no question.
But fun Stone Ocean fact. Uh, it it finished like its run a year before I was born. Like this thing coming to the game. The Japanese serialization ended in April 2003.
It's not okay. So it's not crazy old then. Okay, that's fine. I was starting to think, how old am I going to start feeling? Like
Well,
that's not as bad. Still old.
But this
Like
is
what's
the,
that? Like 23, something like that. Like that's mental.
JoJo's
yeah,
characters are all like really interesting as well. They're all like there's like a high range of them. I mean like so
yeah,
far through, but like they kind of captivate a lot of different audiences, and the characters are all so unique and strange that I think to like modern society they kind of make more sense than when they did when they were released. Does that make sense? Like
yeah,
everyone's a lot more accepting of like quirks and weirdness, and a lot of the characters are quite quirky and weird, and they have like a lot of strange things going on. And they could pick one of any 20 characters, and they would make sense. That's that's it. That's just it's a really good choice, I think.
Would
It's an anime that blends in well with what we've already got, and it has such a big
yeah.
audience that it really will help drive the player base back into the game.
would you say it's like the kind of IP that's like kind of like bit edgy, but has just aged well with the times, basically?
100%, it's got better with the
Yeah.
times. I think before
Yeah.
it might have been a bit like this is a bit too weird. Like 10 years, 15 years ago, I think people might have been like it's a bit too weird. But like the humor and the tone has kind of actually got better over time. Some things, the humor and the tone have got worse over time, but JoJo's has got better. I think it's definitely something
Yeah.
that's um
Another fun Stone Ocean fact. The author, like, you know the movie Sixth Sense.
Yes.
yeah.
They put spoilers for that in the manga when it did like the movie had just came out.
That's quite good.
Yeah,
I like stuff like that.
it was.
The thing with JoJo's as well is like there's so many characters that interact with other characters that if they do like a load of the characters as backups, it would make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so many ways that even with just say if they're doing 2 challenger series and they do 3 characters in each deck, so they get 12 characters out of the 2 arcs. Even if they put the other characters as backups, it makes total sense. Like it doesn't feel odd. Like I'm really excited for JoJo. I think JoJo's,
Yeah, same.
as I say, perfect tone, perfect kind of collab for universes to go with. It blends in really well. It's grown with the times. I think the audience has only just like it's only got bigger over the years, and
100%.
it's something we should like be really pleased with as like the next anime to bleed in after Fairy Tail.
Fair. I think definitely from like online people like definitely seem hyped about it. So like I think when it comes to
Yeah.
anything with this game, anyone else that's hyped for something hypes me up for it as well. Especially when it's something I have like no real concept into, even though I really
I would
should.
say, I would say the characters as well. They don't feel too far off Street Fighter and Tekken characters. The way their behaviors are. Does that make sense? Would you agree, Marnie? Would
Yeah.
you say like? Do you understand what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they're very
um,
like exaggerated kind of.
they're very exaggerated, like
Yeah.
straight. But the combat style as well is very
Well, yeah, it's very like flashy.
authentic but flashy. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it's almost like martial arts if you add a bit of pizzazz onto it. That's
Yeah.
kind of what JoJo's fighting style is, and it makes sense with Tekken and Street Fighter. I think it's like the perfect IP to go inside what we've currently got coming out.
Fair. So like I think what we're probably going to see from it based on like previous challenges and stuff, I think what it's going to be is 2 sets of releases, obviously, but with like just 2 challenger decks. I
Mhm.
don't see any of the challenger series for next year having the big Star Trek 4 drop. I don't see it happening. I think that's why
Yeah.
they've probably done this route with JoJo, where I'll say this now because I think this is something that's probably happened and they've had to fix. I think the Star Trek thing was like a setup to the idea of can we drop 4 at one go? I think that's
Mhm.
why we've got Street Fighter has now got a part 2. I also think
Yeah.
that was supposed to be a 4 drop as well. There was a lot of backlash
Yeah.
and they've split them. I would be imagining along the same lines of this is, well, we've learnt that lesson really fast and now they've got that split as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
There's one
Did
thing.
Star Trek not want to have some like multiplayer mode as well, or was I imagining that?
The way the cards are written, it would look like there's intended to be
Yeah.
multiplayer based on how they
Yeah,
like
with
interact
all
with
the
each player.
rival
But
stuff.
Yeah.
Rivals.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it kind of doesn't really seem to have come to fruition. However, one thing I will point out, because we got to praise him where it's due, is okay, it took a while with things like the regional, but for the case of these like 4 deck sets, they take the feedback on at Jesco and Universus Games, and they do listen. They do go, okay, the players are annoyed about it enough. We'll not carry on annoying the loyal fans. And I'll admit that um the thing for me that makes the 4 deck with the Challenger Series bad is the display cases are only 4 decks. So a lot of the
Yes.
times when
Yeah.
you buy like Challenger decks, you need 2 of each deck. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna just buy a straight display case, you need 2 and 2, which ends up bringing out the whole case and splitting
Yeah.
into a 2 split. Like a 4 split just means you end up needing to buy 2 display cases,
Correct.
which is just cost effectively not great. Cost of living crisis, everything like that. You know, everyone's feeling it. It's something that
Yeah.
obviously I think the company has become more aware of after complaints and understood that, you know what, we want our game to be both approachable and affordable, and for everyone to feel like they can play it and learn it and pick it up if they want to, and it's their favorite IP. They want to pick up the amount of decks they need to play that deck. And I think, you know, it's a good thing of them, because you know not every store is going to stock like 6 display cases as well for everyone to
Yeah.
get enough of the deck.
Yeah.
And in terms of making sure that players could get access to what they needed on their budget, I think it's a great thing to split into 2s. I personally do, and I applaud them for it. Like it's a good thing that they did it.
Yeah, it's definitely a solid option. I think like I would have overall, to be honest, been fine. Now that we've seen we're dropping down from 4 sets to 3 sets and stuff, I wouldn't have hated it as much now. I think when the Star Trek one came out, the problem was we were still in that like 4 sets plus a 4 set challenger and everything came out. I
Yeah.
think that one was very much just kind of ripping the piss out it.
I
I
also
think
think people might not have been as interested in Star Trek: The Lower Depths. Like
I
it's
wouldn't
I would
I
say it
wouldn't
was
say
50. I
that.
would say it's 50-50.
I wouldn't say that. So like I know so many Star Trek fans that bought the decks just to keep. So my locals, there was people buying Star Trek decks and mats just to keep Star
Mhm.
Trek products
Just to
because they
keep
want
the
to collect
Star
Star
Trek.
Trek
Yeah.
that's
stuff.
fair.
But the problem with that is it seemed more like a collector's product that wasn't
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
players more than it was a player's product. And Universe is very much a player's game.
Yep.
Which, because like, if people at my locals are picking up Universe's products, the first thing I do is I get really excited. I'm like, yes, people are trying to get the game. And then I want to tell them how to play the game. So if they're picking it up to be like, oh no, I'm actually going to keep it sealed, I just want to
I
have the
just
deck, I'm
want
like,
it.
I'm like, excuse me, good sir. What did you just say to me?
I could never keep like product sealed. I love opening things.
You can't see it behind the green screen, but I am not the same.
Can we
Yeah.
can we have a live unboxing right now?
I mean, if you wanted a live unboxing, I would have to use the Dart Tournament UU box that I've still got that's sealed.
Maybe
Oh,
we do that on
that sounds like a
one of the
Botan's
streams.
coaching in there.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
good stream. But we can like predict what you're gonna pull from each bag.
Listen, as long as it's Botan's coaching, I don't care what else is in it.
No.
Yeah.
And some like what's it? True 100%.
Oh, actually, I need that to be fair because I've lost one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think when it comes to like the Challenger series stuff, I think personally it's one of the products I love the most, but it's also the product I also sort of hate the most. For what Brandon was saying, I find that too many people buy them for the collector aspect of them and then don't play the game. Here's the flaw. They don't make enough of them for people to be hoarding them, not playing them.
Yeah.
Which also becomes problematic. Let's all just take like solo leveling as probably one of the easiest ones. Can you get that anywhere? Pretty much no. Do you need
No.
World's Weakest Hunters as an attack because you need 4 of them? It's almost a nightmare now. I mean, I have 2 because I forgot it even existed, and then I'm like, oh well, it's just impossible to get. Like,
So yeah, I think with that, like we've asked or like went through like 4 or 5 cases. So we were doing events after events and everyone was buying them. And I was like constantly being like, you're gonna have to order more in. And I have definitely not trained as many people to play the game as I did sell decks for that solo
Yeah.
event set. And I know that people have not opened that deck or not gone back to it. The amount of people that when I sold them, I was like, take my Discord, add my handle, I'll teach you how to play. I probably taught like 5 of the 30 people that bought decks.
I remember that like similar happened when Critical Role set came out. Like tons of people were buying that I knew,
Yeah.
and just none of them bought
There
it
are
to play.
there are loads of people on Facebook and stuff as well that just want the collection of Critical Role. And I'm not
Yeah.
slating people that collect the cardboard. Like if your hobby is to collect and you like having the full master sets, that's fine. But it is a case of I do know there are a lot of people that with Critical Role because they like Matt Mercer and they like the gang and they like the product and they like the realm and the characters, they buy them to have them as a master set.
yeah,
And as players, it means that some things are harder to get hold of. So violent animus shots are kind of something that's basically. I'm pretty sure there's probably a playset of violent animus shots out there that are in someone's deck right now that have been in 12 other people's decks. Because
Probably.
basically, when someone comes off Void and someone else goes onto Void, they like trade them
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
And they're probably like passed around more than
And how many files
certain
animate
green things
shots
that
do you
I
think
buy.
are just like sitting in random
A
people's
folder.
collections?
Yeah.
Yeah. Loads of people just have hold of them for their master sets, and it's like.
I think that it is fair that people like to collect, but I just wish
People-
more would stay on, kind of thing.
Yeah, I wish the collector aspect of this game would translate to a player aspect for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's so many people that try the game that really struggle to stay with the game, just because of partially just the access to what's around,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things, isn't it? It's um, I don't know how to say it without sounding mean to anyone. It's sometimes people that want to collect it don't put enough effort in to try to learn. And sometimes the people that play the game don't put enough effort in to get the people that are collecting to learn to play. Do you know what I mean? Like it's both ways. Like I could probably do more to help new people learn the game, and people that are collecting the product could probably do more to help themselves to learn the game.
Yeah,
I am at one person locals. There is no one to teach.
fair. So yeah, so
I have tried to get people interested though.
I mean, it's one of
I
those
think-
things as well. Like you've got to remember, I think the biggest thing as well is it's like directly the store has to try and push it as such.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like as a player, you can it's can be really awkward to try and like push yourself into a storefront
Mhm.
and then do that element as well.
Yeah.
Especially when the store doesn't know enough about the product as well.
I,
See,
I do think next year there's like a big chance for more players.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
next
Like-
year's IP lineup gives a lot more like
Yeah.
wide span audience approach. The thing is, I can't complain about my local store. Like they'll always back me to try and push
Yeah.
something if I want to do it, and if I'm willing to put the effort in, they will. Like I can't knock Eddie and Griffin's game in like at all when it comes to that. If I'm like, yeah, I really want to try and get this
Yeah.
going, they'll do it for me. They'll be like, cool, we'll back you to do it. Like as long as you put the effort into do it, we'll do it, and
Yeah.
they do. And like they can see that I really try. And there was a period that was really good. And I think one of the biggest misses last year was the turtle set getting that delay. The delay for the product of the turtle set was a big knockback. Like we had so many people wanting to learn for that pre-release, and it just didn't end up going as planned, which is
Mhm.
a shame. But hopefully, with the new IPs coming out next year and the roadmap next year, and how sick it looks, hopefully we can get everyone and anyone that wants to learn from any one of these IPs into the game, and put that effort into to teach some new people
Yeah.
what a cool game it is. Like it's such a sick game.
Yeah, Apple in
100%.
chat is saying the problem with retention is the IPs get people into universes, but then the people often only want the one IP, and then you look
Yeah.
at how
Yeah.
the numbers drop when like the first non My Hero set dropped, and it's like, yeah, that is basically it. Like,
I completely understand that they see the game as that game, like they see this as the My Hero Academia card game, or they see it as the Attack on Titan card game, and that's not what Universus is.
Attack
But
on
it's also
Titan
that
is so cool though.
it's that thing as well. Is you've got to make people love the game for the game and not the IP. So I think the
Yeah.
difference that I had with it was I really liked My Hero and wanted to learn to play, but no one would teach or want to play the game with me because no one else had interest in it. And then when I eventually learnt the game, I learnt by having one of the Toga Clash decks, and then I went straight to a regional, and then I met all of you guys, seeing how
Yeah.
nice the player environment was. And as someone that's came from all the other card games, been to every other player environment and experienced every other player environment, the difference in the community for Universus
Oh yeah,
compared to the
100%.
other games is ridiculous. I'm not going to take the One Piece community off too much because you know what? They've got a good
Oh,
community. One Piece guys are sound. I
I've played enough
can't
One
say a bad
Piece till
word.
I've met the bad One Piece players.
There's a few, but there is in
Yeah,
every
no, I
game. There's
think
a few
that's
in
yeah,
every like.
every game has them
yeah,
kind of thing.
But Universus, like the fact that at a regional, so many people were so patient with me to like,
Yeah.
if I had a question about a rules mid game, I'd be like, does this work how I think it works? I've only played like a couple of times. Is this okay? And like, I just before games, like, oh, look, I've not been playing. Like, I've played like 2 games with Phil, beforehand. Like, can you just bear with me? And like, everyone was so good. And like, straight away, I think I came away from that event and was like, I'm in love with this game because
Yeah.
the people that play it are passionate about the game, but they're also willing to wait for you to understand and love the game too.
Mhm.
And that's special. That is something that if you're going to learn and pick up a new IP or a new game, why I will back Universus to the end of the world.
yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things that Universes has got going for it is because it's so player centric. That's what you just by default need. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to have people who are not good teachers or don't want to teach because they don't think they're good at it. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
going to exist. That category exists in every game, though, to be fair. But like it is like that scenario. Like a new person can go to a high level event and be brought in so
Yeah,
much
yeah.
easier. I mean, like I can't remember if I've ever went to any other card game where I could really say the same. To be fair, I don't really think
Nah.
there has been another one.
No,
There's 2
no
that are a
one
lot
ever.
worse for it than others. There's 2 that I think they take advantage of like newer, less understanding
It's
players
Magic the
more than they
Gathering
try
and
to.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, the fact that you got them in one.
What? No,
Like,
I can't believe
How
it.
did I ever
like
tell
those
you
are where
about?
people capitalize on that.
Did I tell you about like a Riftbound locals I played once? So
No.
I showed up with a demo deck. I'd never played the game before. Round 2 or something, my opponent lies to me about the win conditions so they wouldn't lose to a starter deck.
Yeah, that's
That's-
terrible.
yeah,
Like
that's
I've not
Yeah.
experienced that with that. But I
I,
feel
I've
like
yeah, like I've never
feel
had that
like
with universes.
I feel like even Riftbound, like the
Most of
reason I
that player
think
base is decent.
if
Like
if I'm honest, I think the reason Riftbound went with the Jasco guys is because of the positive feedback from us as a player base
yeah,
of were so player centric, and they wanted that. Like one thing I'll give to Riot as well is, for as much as like there's like a mini gotcha system in there, I think with the skins in the actual league client and game, they do a lot for players. They are very like player mindful. They're mindful of players and their player base, and they do want their players to stay engaged, and they do listen. And I think they saw that with the Universus guys, and that's kind of what helped the deal go ahead. Um, they were like, you know what, you're organized play. We know you listen to your players. Yeah, we'll go with you because we trust you to do it. And that just should be something as well. If a company like Jasco can get someone like Riot to want them to distribute their card game, you should understand that as a business in the forefront for what they offer is clearly very solid, and they clearly trust them. And you should trust probably them as well as a business to have your interests as well as us as a player base to want to bring you into this game, because they do listen. And think, yeah, I can't speak highly enough of the community. I really can't. Like,
Yeah,
I,
go for it, man.
I've basically had like full decks built for me for LCs as well.
yeah.
I
People
didn't have
will
the
just
card.
go, oh,
Yeah.
you want to come to the event but you don't have the stuff? Cool, man. I'll just borrow you it. They'll just throw it your way.
Like,
Yeah.
I think pretty much
So,
everyone. I'd like.
go for it, man. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, so like the other two challenges we should dive into.
Yeah, we should probably
Yeah.
go back to the main topic, right?
I think as well jump into the Persona one again, because again I'm
Yeah.
holding my hands
Mhm.
up. It's the one I don't really know.
Like base Persona 5 was the first JRPG I ever played. I played it through lockdown, and that was a great time. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. It's one I hope like JoJo's, where like they see how
Just-
popular it is, then try next year for a set.
I'm just making sure there's nothing I missed, like secret wise, as to what they've already revealed that's happening with the
No, yeah.
challenges. Like they've not already told us what characters are, right?
So far, like the article and the video are all we have. Like my guess on the JoJo characters was just from what they show.
Okay, so for me with Persona is a little bit different to JoJo's. Less the tone seems perfect for Universus, but the art style coincides
Yeah,
really well with the oh my god. What's the tension set?
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear. For
Yeah.
some reason the name wasn't coming to me out. The art style really ties in well with Guilty Gear. Like
Yeah,
between
it's
the
a very like stylized game. Like it just
yeah.
looks good.
It looked good. The artistry is like really good. Like
Yeah.
it's really refined. I think they've hit the nail on the head again. I think it's another IP that has such a broad audience
Yeah.
that
Like
I
if
don't
you
I don't
go,
want I don't want us to get into the realm of we're having the broad audience and again people are buying for the IPs, not the game. But it's definitely got something to entice people to want to look at the game.
I think
Um,
like the Persona fans would be more willing to try it as well.
It's such a
'Cause I think-
dedicated fan base as well. Like
Yeah,
one thing I'll say
think-
about Persona is the people that love Persona bloody love Persona.
yeah.
Like the people that love Persona live for Persona.
I
Like
think like certain fan bases you can kind of get to try things more than others. Like I was saying, Critical Role. I feel it's harder to get like a Critical Role fan to try like a random card game because it has the cards in than it is for like a Persona fan. Because it's
well,
just kind of like
yeah, I suppose certain IPs have certain like different ties to them. I
yeah,
think like Critical Role in a sense is like a different style of fan. Like they're more like D&D bleeding
yeah.
onto like
It's
fantasy
more like an
adventure.
experience for
Yeah,
them, I
fantasy
think.
adventure tabletop.
Mhm.
Where like story based stuff, whereas the actual in-depth gaming mechanic, like it's very easy to write Persona off as a storyboard game, right, and not understand that there's a lot of mechanics to the interactions you have within the game
Yeah.
itself.
That's why you see like certain like builds for characters where they can just go crazy
And
because
there's
you
a
can
lot.
like
There's a lot of management within the resource system,
yes,
Persona, which kind of bleeds into a card game well.
Mhm.
Whereas something like Critical Role, it's kind of you have that aspect, but it's more, I say, story based.
yeah,
So it's slightly different. However, because we're talking about the roadmap, we'll come on to Critical Role later. Have an
yeah.
opinion on the second set and what it might do. But technically, the one thing I'm really happy about with Persona is we'll technically now have 3 clowns and jokers in Universus, and that is something that
Will they all be legal?
it
Oh no, because
it's something
Uh,
like do you know the meme of it's only happened twice, but it's weird that it did. If I had a dime for each time, like the meme is coming to life, man. We've got
what does
jokers
like
multiple times.
we lose Suzuki though next year he goes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a shame.
Does Suicide Squad Joker leave, or do we get him
No.
another year?
He's under the year. He
No,
came out.
I think they're
He was
gone
just.
as well.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I thought
Let me
they were
double check.
just.
The Joker's,
Uh,
the Joker and Harlequin promo.
2024.
It was
Aye.
just before AOT 2, weren't it? Just after
Was it
AOT 1,
2024?
just before AOT.
It was at like one of the. It had to have been after the Dark
Yes,
Tournament,
it's
though.
it came out the same year as like the suit League of Villains promos.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
old. They're old cards.
Wow.
I think
Oh,
the
forgot
thing
about
with
that.
them
next year.
is they fall under the category of, like, let's be honest, fuck all happened with them basically. We didn't get it in Suicide Squad or anything product related. So you
Yeah.
kinda like they kinda
Translate
slip under the
forward,
radar
yeah.
of the promo category for sure.
Same with like
Yeah,
Spy
I thought
Family.
they were a little bit later than that.
Nah. I knew they were old because I remember getting them just ages ago. I can literally see them sitting on my table, and that's
It's-
as far as they've got to see my table.
It's one of those things where I actually built a deck for Harley Quinn, and I remember them coming out, but I thought they were a lot more recent than that. That feels.
Nah, it's an
It's
old
probably
school.
it's probably as you say, because we've not done anything with them, or we've not seen them
Yeah.
around, that they've
Yeah.
just like slipped away in times.
Yeah, they were
I
very
did play
much like
against
a
Harley
product
Quinn
just
and
to maybe
LC.
open a door.
Oh, that's sad. So that means we now. So that means my whole Joker thing's gone. We only have one Joker available.
Yeah,
I can't see
But-
basically. I can't see Joker
but-
not being a character.
We have
he,
it in
he
retro
has to be. He's the main character. True.
What'd you say? Sorry.
We
Does
have it in retro.
does Retro not have any more clowns for us?
Retro and Hero 2.
Um,
Let's go. We have all the clowns.
Nah, I think it's just got a few players now. I joke.
Listen, we have all the clowns, all the willies, and all the daffodils. We are set in retro. Let me tell you.
Character.
Did any
But no, yeah,
other-
Joker's got to be in that one.
I don't see a world where he isn't.
He's like
So-
the face of the game.
He is the main character.
Because I think for like Persona, like,
He's-
it's Tuxedo Mask or whatever it's called. It's like the only thing I know of it. That's like about
Yeah,
it.
Tuxedo Mask is probably Joker. It's like that's
Right.
probably who you're referring to. He's
Okay.
got a tuxedo on and like a
Yeah,
black.
that's literally the only
Robin
person I
mask.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like that'll be my
Uh,
blind pick if he's part of the Challenger series stuff for it.
yeah.
Like,
He's
I've been
cool.
locked in. Other than that, the only other Challenger series for this next year coming out is Hellboy, based on the comics, which is also I'm so glad. Though I will say it would have been so fucking good if Ron Perlman was on a card in Universes.
Imagine if that's the
The David
That's
alt
the
Harbour card.
alts. Listen,
Imagine
see
if
we-
the- if
oh
the-
yeah,
the alts were the
so many
movie
alts.
alts.
It'd be so.
If the movie alts could, that'd be so good.
That would be the absolute peak.
Because with the
My-
turtles, we got like the action figure alts and stuff,
yeah,
And
and
the
like the
retro
retro
alts.
alts. So
The
if we got
retro
like
alts,
an
yep.
alt where it was like the movie alt for the
Aye.
Hellboy stuff,
I
that'd
just
be so cool.
wish it was a set so we could have got like a Ron Perlman signed Chrome.
That'd be
I-
unbelievable, mate. If Ron Perlman ever is at like a Comic Con or anything, you know
Oh yeah,
I'm
you just go
taking
get it. Go
straight
get it
up
signed.
a Hellboy
Oh yeah,
sign. You know what I mean?
100%.
This is like the one thing on the roadmap I know nothing about. Like my maximum knowledge of Hellboy comes from Injustice 2, where he was a guest DLC character.
Yeah, valid. Well,
But
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So for me, the thing with this one was I had no idea that this is the one that shocked me the most. This is the one that I was like, of all the things that are in here, this is the one that I wouldn't really see anywhere. So the thing with the other IPs is I've probably seen them somewhere else recently, and it's kind of like, okay, that makes sense that the IP was around.
Like
The Hellboy one is
JoJo,
so. Carry on, sorry.
JoJo and like Persona have had like white sets, so like they've
Yeah, yeah.
been in card form before. I
Ah,
don't
okay.
think I've ever seen like a Hellboy card.
Hellboy is such an interesting one where it's like, again, the tone suits, right? There's like so many different aspects of Hellboy and so many different like Hellboy's one of those things where it's kind of like the Power Rangers or kind of like trying to think of other IPs where it's like each author or like director has kind of their own
Oh, it
slight
does his own
spin
version.
on it.
Aye,
Batman.
okay.
And
Yeah.
it's like Batman, yeah, or like
Mhm.
Wolverine. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the character is the same, but so ever so slightly different that I think
Yes.
this is brilliant. Like Hellboy could be so exciting as a set, and I'm really excited to see what ends up happening. It was one that really surprised me that we were getting it, and I was when I seen it, I was like, oh my Hellboy,
Yeah.
this is incredible. The only thing I'd want to see additional to Hellboy is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That would be
The
an
thing is,
incredible add-on.
it's things like this though, which is why I like this sort of Challenger series stuff because it opens the doors.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
anytime you can get your foot in the door with any of these comics, you do have technically the expanded array of everything they've got potentially on the
Mhm.
table.
hmm
Well, yeah, like the guy who did this Hellboy did some Batman comics.
yes.
Yeah,
He
I would love Batman cards in this game.
he did very buff Batman, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly.
yeah.
I think he did like Gotham by Gaslight as
Gotham
well,
by
which
Gaslight.
is like
Yeah,
the
hmm
yeah.
Very
No,
dark series, but very high illustrated. And
I want absolute Batman in the game.
oh,
the
that
artwork
would
is
be
going to
good.
be very like the artwork is going to be very like bold.
Yeah,
Like that's
Yeah,
the one thing we can expect is bold artwork with like big captivating looks on cards. And the alts, as I say, they could be the movie alts, but they could just be like full illustrations, maybe even
Yep.
unique illustrations for chromes or something, or like well not chromes, but you know what I mean, like
yeah.
I'm
The
unique
olds.
characters.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go and read Hellboy. I think.
It's you can
Hellboy's
get
interesting.
you can get it online. It's
Yeah,
the actual series for the one that we're looking at for the Challenger series isn't even that big a read to be fair in the grand scheme of things. It's a good read,
okay.
but it's not mental.
Mm.
Which I actually prefer to be like that's what my kind of like bread and butter is when it comes to comics that I'm like just like oh I gotta keep going. Sometimes it's like good to have like an ending.
And
Yeah,
Hellboy's another one where, just like JoJo, where it doesn't go amiss for any of the side characters to be backups. Like
Yeah,
we can have the main characters, and then we can have backups. Like because it's so team centric. Like the universe is so team centric that it doesn't feel odd for certain people to be like for seen as a backup, offering information or extra access to things. It's really cool.
yeah, and there's definitely a lot of good options. Like if it's going to be a 2 deck scenario, like I can't remember off the top of my head some of the bad guys in it though, because they've all got like full on like Cthulhu level names as such. But
Yeah,
some of it's good. I don't think we'll go too far down the World War Two route as such. I don't think we're going to get the history part of it. I think it's just going to be the full on Cthulhu based villains as such. But it
and
is going to be good.
I think Hellboy. So I know not many people are massive fans of it, but for the PVE environment, opens up some cool PVE characters we could
Yes.
get because there's like quite big threats where, as I say, like Hellboy has a lot of backup and things where he's kind of not solo all the time. So he's
Yeah.
the PVE environment. If you're here for that, you've got potential for PVE stuff to go on, which is cool.
Oh, definitely, definitely. But I think it's probably the hardest one unless you're like fully into the universe for it. It's like a total out of left field kind of pick out of them all as
Yeah,
such.
yeah,
So like,
100%. It's the one that's right.
but I hope that's the kind of one that's just off the cuff enough that does get people's attention as well, which is
Mhm.
nice. Because I think like it's that kind of way. It's like the two of yous know JoJo, you know Persona, like that kind of feels as if it's all in the same sort of bubble in that kind of like realm as
Yeah.
such.
yeah.
Whereas I would say that the sets and then Hellboy by default are kind of in their own wee bubbles.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I meant why I was surprised by it. But then I said the tone of Persona and JoJo kind of fit the universe
Mhm.
so well.
Yeah.
Whereas Hellboy is one of those things where it's like people that know nothing about the game because they don't know any of the other interlinking IPs could probably get their attention caught by Hellboy and be like, wait, Hellboy's got stuff going on. Like, oh, don't get it twisted. Like Hellboy has a very dedicated fan base in of itself, and it's easy to forget how long Hellboy's been going on for. Hellboy's been going on since late 90s, early two
Something
thousands.
like that. Yeah.
It's like
It's
Older than
around
me.
those times, around like the same times, like you know, me being conceived. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
this is one of those IPs. You know what I mean? And it's got a true dedicated fan base and shouldn't be snuffed at. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
100%.
think this roadmap, even off these challenger series, you can, as a business level, really appreciate how much they've gone. Okay, let's get IPs people with a broad spectrum that already interlink into the IP. Will get grasped by it. And what can we think of if we all sit down, work really hard, and think this is something different? You know what I mean? Like something that people won't expect and something that doesn't link as straightforward as the other.
Yeah. And like I think that's the kind of cool thing with it, especially with all these other IPs, is hopefully they all have different, unique people coming in, and then we just need to
Yeah.
latch onto them. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
like, because especially when it comes to Challenger Series stuff, even if somebody just wants to play that one Challenger Series, most of them, like, there's been one or two like duds, but most of them are all like, no, you can mash two of these together and make a really fine deck. As
yeah, yeah.
such, like even if we just take the Godzilla side of things, the characters are super playable in them all. Where
Rodan
people
is
are not
still the
struggling.
most.
Yeah,
Rodan is still the most competitive
yeah,
character, like arguably
Yeah.
the most competitive character currently, and that's like a 3-year-old deck. You know, what I mean, like two, 3 year
yeah.
old deck.
Just
No,
And then
suited
you,
it,
to
it came out
rotate
in like
level.
March.
Yeah,
and then you look at Godzilla, and then you look at how strong Godzilla was, and literally, if you took two of those decks at any point and put them together, you could play this game solidly at a high level.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
I
even ones
was,
like solo leveling, even when it wasn't the top of the meta, it was still playable. And then it got more stuff in the like expanded
yeah,
like play mats and stuff, and
yeah.
it
That's what
became
Apple's
even
saying.
better.
Yeah, Apple in chat saying, I'd like to see them do something like the solo leveling mats with the one-offs of
yeah.
IPs. So imagine getting a character and a bunch of support, and then a mat like Jinwoo mat, basically. Imagine that, say
Yeah,
like
That'd be
Judge
cool.
Dredd or something. Like,
mate.
yeah,
You know what?
that
Judge
would
Dredd
be
would
good.
after Hellboy, Judge Dredd would do so well as well.
That
Like
would
it's
be
the
good.
kind of IP that again would sit in, and then if you got RoboCop, and then you could have Dredd versus
Oh,
RoboCop for the ultimate like cop off.
nice.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Who said cop off?
So yeah, so that is the all of the challenges here. So like, assuming like they all come out with two partners, we know that there probably is going to be 8 decks coming out next year, which I think is fine. I think I'm overall happy with that idea. It expands it. I think it covers enough of the card pool, knowing it's not a 4 set. So I'm fine with that.
My only thing is I could see a lot of the symbols, including chaos, based on what the IPs are. So it's like,
Yeah.
are we gonna have that thing again where it seems to be going from good and evil and order being really good, and then it's gonna go straight to chaos, death, and life being really good, and we don't really get a balance between the symbols at all. We kind of keep jumping between
Yeah,
symbols, and like there's outlier symbols all the time.
One,
It'd be
one
nice
day
to
the
get,
infinity symbol will be good.
but it'd be
One
nice
day.
to get back to a point where it's really hard with a tune, but it'd be nice to get back to a point where like My Hero set 5, 6, where all the symbols kind of felt like they could do a thing.
yeah,
And they all were pretty solid, like earth, water, air, good, life,
Yeah, I
death,
think
evil, chaos, all felt playable.
as much as I love AOT, I think part of that was definitely the problem of a lot of things rotate out, and then you get 6 symbols of support for 2 sets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 And I think this is also the thing it's still technically roadmap related, because when it comes to rotation, unless Fairy Tail and these Street Fighter decks have a lot of death in them, that symbol nosedives into non-existent. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be
Well,
shocked if there's actually more Infinity cards than there's going to be death cards. Like, currently, like if you
I would be
take
happy with that.
if you take all of the death cards, other than obviously what we don't know is going to exist yet, like I think it was like there was less than 50 foundations you could pick from that had death on them.
and then only like 20 of them are actually any good.
Yeah,
Because once you strip away a lot of the
once you strip
UU
away the
death
rubbish ones.
symbols, like once you strip away a lot of the UU death stuff in the rotation, like
And then,
Oh,
and then
death
your attack
becomes so
package
much
all
locks
of
easier.
you
the
into like
Attacks on
10 of
Titan
them.
stuff and all that. It's so
I don't
much
think
of it.
I don't think death attacks are that bad. Actually,
I
like I
s-
think death attacks
I
aren't still that
s-
bad,
Also,
but
like,
the foundation base is
also, like,
really a
the
keyword
problem.
lock.
attacks are cool. The attack package was still sitting about 65 something picks after
Yeah, the
rotation. Obviously,
foundations become
is-
really bad.
this is assuming there's no death in Fairy Tail / Street Fighter, obviously. But even with them, even being in that set, only getting a bit of a bump, like when the rotation happens, I think it's going to be the big prime example of, hey, we can't do sets anymore that ignore other symbols. It's
Yeah,
the problem with rotation now is going to be the fact that when the first set of the next year comes out, it either has to be absolutely carrying the weight of the world on its shoulders, right? Or it just doesn't live up to the hype of trying to recover the fact that you lose more sets than you put back in, and the
there's
card
one
pool
thing they
looks rubbish.
there's one thing they might do, and it's the one thing that I probably wish they wouldn't do because I actually didn't like it when they did it. So I know the Borderlands set of promos is not it's not bad, but it's not great. I could see them doing more of those like splash promos that try to imitate secret layers, where they can get small licenses from IPs and use those promos as way to repush certain symbols. Because I wouldn't put it past them to find like a small snippet IP and be like, Botan's coaching is one of the foundations in there, so now you can play it again, and that's going to keep Death alive. Because realistically, the biggest loss is a Botan's coaching for Death.
Yeah.
If we're honest, like let's
It's
call it what
basically
it is. The biggest loss is
it's
Botan's.
basically everything from UU. It's the biggest
Yeah,
loss for
everything from
Death.
you. It's like if we get Botan's coachings and Weapons Clash
Weapons
as
Clash,
like
yep.
two repeats, we probably go, okay, you know what, Death is still kind of
Yeah,
playable.
and with things like
Um,
Rebel Frontier, like we have access to being able to reprint stuff. So like,
yeah, under different
hopefully
IPs.
that's the kind of scenario they go down. But it's going to look rough. It's going to look definitely quite
Yeah.
rough come rotation.
It's gonna look. The thing that I mean about it was, I was gonna say was, I think it ends up looking like they're clutching at straws, like they're like, oh crap, we didn't really plan for this. Now we've got to pull it through, more than it was.
Yeah.
No, we intended it for go out, and we've preemptively made stuff ready. You know,
Yeah.
we've pre-planned that. That's the only struggle there.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But
Yeah, I mean that's that. I mean that's the thing as well. Obviously, Fairy Tail, I could see having death in it. To be fair, so it's fine. Obviously, the Street Fighter stuff that's coming out, I think will have death in it. How much it impacts is obviously to be seen, kind of thing. But yeah, it's a bit of a worry for some symbols, not as much others, but definitely a good few of them. Where it'll be very interesting to see what happens, especially based on which one of the sets is the first to drop, as well. Because I'm trying to like watch this trailer and figure out, because one of the things Mike brought up was he was saying that if you look at the previous way they've done it, it looks as if it's pretty much in order when it comes to the sets, at least. So
Yeah.
I'm like, is the first one going to be Critical Role then? Potentially, is the first set that drops, so it's going to have death in it.
So my theory on this is, which was what I was going to say about the first one about bringing players back in, is I'm hoping that the Amazon series dropping is in line with the set releasing, so that people are watching it,
people are
getting
watching
the
it and then
cards,
get the
and
cards.
wanting
Yeah.
to play at the same time. The
Yeah.
hype around it is so big that people are like, I'm playing this, I'm watching this, I'm collecting the cards, this is amazing. And it's
That
all
would
one
be
big
good.
thing in one
That
go.
would be good.
Which would mean it ends up being either the first set or the second.
Yeah.
And
Well, I believe we
If it-
know Invincible's the last set.
yeah, And I was gonna say it would be weird if it wasn't Critical Role that was first, because I can't see Warhammer being the first set.
I would
Because
love it to be the first set, but my bank account has told me very specifically, please don't.
I I feel like I feel like getting Warhammer between JoJo and Persona would be weird. Whereas getting Critical Role between JoJo and Persona feels a lot more natural. Like Jester feels like Persona stuff works with her. And
Okay.
do you know what I mean? Like JoJo feels a lot more like I could see JoJo kind of being in the Critical Role stuff. Like some of the characters are a bit odd, a bit quirky. It could kind of work. Whereas I would see Warhammer coming after Hellboy. Do you know what I mean? Like I could see Hellboy, the chaos,
Yeah,
the
the
upheaval
chaotic and
of the
Cthulhu gods. Yep.
you know what I mean, and then going into Warhammer and the Space Marines and everything going on, and all the Tyranids coming in, and like that otherworldly like feel happening after Hellboy. I could kind of see it being JoJo Critical Role, JoJo, Hellboy, Warhammer, and then maybe we wrap off towards Invincible for the end of the year, maybe like November,
Yeah, I'm looking at.
just before or after Worlds, kind of like to branch the 2 years
Yep.
together.
I think the way they
Um,
kind of plan things, typically the set releases before Worlds.
mhm.
Usually, at least that seems to be the way they kind of plan things as such. Especially now that they're doing everything contained into a year, events wise, as such.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would imagine the set comes out because at a company level, they don't want to be dealing with all the shit that comes with the dispatching of everything, and then have to be like, oh, but we need this for events. Like, oh well, let's do the event first. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
easier for them to deal with like the actual company elements first.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think like the from the three sets, I think the first one probably will be Critical Role. Now,
Yeah.
luckily, I have watched enough. I do need to watch the shows, but I know enough about the whole universe to now be able to get myself through these kind of ones, so I can input a bit more. I know this is obviously series 3 that they did and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I haven't watched it because I was trying to get through season 2 the way they were doing it as such. Like, actually, the tabletop stuff, I know the shows are there as well, but I've
Yeah.
not got around to it. I liked the set for Heroes of Exandria. I honestly thought it was very close to perfection when it comes to sets. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
it
It was
had the perfect balance of attuned, which is I think what really nailed it. It had the perfect balance of attuned being all the other wee things, with then your main attacks being the no, you have to pick a symbol. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I
it's
think they did that really
perfect.
well.
Yeah, and
I
I
think
think
I
realistically we get that just times 2 into Bell's Hells.
I I think it was a real struggle for a lot of people to who have played the game long enough to not understand why that wasn't then the model for sets going forward. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they tried to do it again with Godzilla, and Godzilla was a better set for it.
Yeah,
But Heroes of Xandria was like so perfect. And it felt like because of Attack on Titan, the other two sets were like predominantly attuned. They kind of felt like they had to do it again. Whereas for the third Attack on Titan set, it probably would have made more sense to have just gone, you know what, Heroes of Exandria was that good. Let's follow suit.
yeah.
And same
I
with
just realized,
Turtles, let's follow suit.
besides like the characters, was there any non-attuned Attack on Titan card?
No,
I don't
no.
think there.
Like
No.
Yeah, I don't think there
so
was.
sadly, Attack on Titan was the big attuned experiment,
Yeah.
and it sadly was one that like it was a complete 50-50. You were literally flipping a coin, right? Because
Mhm.
you either did what they did, which was we've got 3 sets, we're just fucking launching a tune at you directly. This is the new
Yeah.
thing, this is happening, deal with it. Or you do what could have been the way via Critical Role, which is you do the slow trickle effect into it. The
Yeah.
problem is they probably both ultimately have the same sort of outcome, right? From a player stance, right? From the stance of the way they did it via Attack on Titan, a lot of people, let's be honest, were like, this is fucking shit. everything's attuned. There's nothing. There's no reason to pick a fucking symbol, but we now have to pick a symbol. None of it made sense because it was just too forced, and there wasn't enough support for like actually symbol scenarios. But if you take it and you went down the route of doing the critical role element of it, if you drip feed it in, the problem then you get is players then go, but also what's the fucking point of this attune stuff? Because it's not really impactful or changing anything up because it wouldn't have came out fast enough. I think you would all. I think both ways of implementing it were going to suck.
Mm.
And it was really
I
just
think
which one do you pick?
I think the bigger thing for Attack on Titan was, and we forget about it because we complain about it to this day, is Attack on Titan really brought Blitzing as
Yeah,
well, and it having attuned and blitz at once, where it kind of felt like we skipped the enhanced step, and now all of a sudden every symbol doesn't matter, kind of made the set feel like very high tempo, and it kind of changed the whole landscape and pace of the game in one
yeah,
real big block, which annoyed people because obviously we went from like the My Hero stuff that was kind of like very back and forth and very structured into how player turns happen to okay, now everything has blitz and everything
yeah,
is attuned and everything's all at once,
yeah.
and it kind of felt a
And
bit
and we also dumped 6 of the 12 symbols. Like,
yeah,
so
like we
like
halved the
there
symbol
was
size.
I just think it was like too much experimenting and too little a time. Like it could have been spread out. Like what they could have done
Yeah,
would have been right, set one's the first 6 symbols all attuned. Set two should have just been the other half. And then set three could have been like a Heroes of Exandria level. I think
I
that would
kind
have
of
been the way forward.
within IP I kind of understand why good and evil aren't in there. So good and evil in terms of Attack on Titan, the whole point of the anime, the series, the writing, is to kind of really blur that line
Yeah.
between what is good and what's
Mhm.
evil, what is human nature forced upon someone, and like something people are unable to change within themselves. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
it's
good
the
and
same.
evil
It's the
thing
same
was
with like
really difficult.
Guilty Gear, for instance, is a heavy morality side of things when it comes to lore, which I was told about. Like I didn't know about it at all, but one of the locals in Scotland was like, "Yeah, there literally is no good or evil. Like everyone's
Yeah,
morality is very no, they're doing this for this reason, as such. So
yeah,
you can't
that's
really have
very
those
that.
symbols in it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's totally fair. Like that's I'm
Yeah, yeah,
fine. I'm fine when symbols are excluded because they have no real reason to
prevalence in the
be
IP.
in
Yeah,
an IP. But I don't like when they're excluded for the idea of we're using this as a story mechanic kind of thing. That's where it loses me sadly. Um, because then it becomes too much of a but this is now when you then end up with like a bunch of IPs. Like imagine you had like a bunch of IPs where there was no good or evil. It's all morality based. Do you just say, "Oh, sorry, we just don't have that symbol anymore"? Like because this is the IPs we've picked.
yeah.
That's where it becomes problematic, which is why I don't like the sets that go down that route of
But then again,
being
it's the
too
same
story
thing of
based.
it's the same thing as rotation. You'd hope that they'd planned for it. You know what I mean? Like you'd hope that they'd have gone, okay, this IP and this theme means we can't have these
Yep.
symbols. We need to make sure the next theme
Yeah, it's a lot to
incorporates them.
juggle. Like I'm not going to bash
Yeah, yeah,
anybody
fair
for
play
like
to you.
yeah, like it's not something everyone can armchair like GM it all every day all day. But until you actually have to do it, then it becomes a totally different
Yeah, like we don't see the
scenario.
contracts for the IP. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the contract for the IP might be okay during this period of time. This IP is free for you to use. Whereas 2 months later, someone else is using it, and 2 months before,
yeah,
someone else is. You've got this window. Use it
Yeah.
now or don't.
yeah. But on the critical role side of things, I genuinely am looking forward to this set for ironically the one thing we were talking about earlier. I like it as a collector's thing. Like,
That's
I,
fair.
I
I
love
can't.
the alt arts and
Yeah, I can't diminish the art on these things. The
and
art
Yeah.
on these is incredible.
the set
And
one had something like 30 something artists uniquely working on the alts.
Yes.
the thing as well with this is the guys that do Critical Role, like the voice actors, the people that are involved in it, like they all took their time to look at the cards. They did their own YouTube videos and stuff on their cards and everything, and actually really appreciated what was done for their game in it. And that, like, appreciation doesn't go amiss. Like
Yep.
seeing the guys talk about it is great, and it's really nice to see, and it makes you appreciate because they appreciate. Do you know what I mean? Like you can see that they've got the passion for it. They're like, oh yeah, this really captivates my character, and then you look at the art again, and you're like, oh, that makes so much more sense. And yeah, the arts are really really good. The characters are well done. They felt very on point for the themes to
Yeah.
the point of like even Pumat's Soul, like characters that are I'm not saying less important, but like people that are less prominent still,
Proper
even if they were like
NPCs.
backups and yeah, like they were still
Yeah.
really brought to life, and
Mhm.
the designs were beautiful. Like the attacks as well looked like you could easily imagine whatever this secret attack was. So again, Varnit Animus Shot will call back to it, or Earthbreaker. When you look at the all the
Yeah.
original art, you can really see what's happening. Like it has dimension, it has depth,
Yep.
and it really brings the imagination alive. Like the Critical Role stuff's beautiful.
So one thing I'm going to ask, how much can obviously set one for Critical had no villains as playable characters. How much do you think it's needed to have villains be playable in this set to contrast?
Um,
For instance, I
I think
liked them as the PvE stuff, right? But
Hmm.
everyone tends to always like to be able to have like the most playable of everything.
Yeah.
And the villains get
I
just as much of a role in a lot of the critical role stuff.
I think
so.
like I think because this is focusing on one campaign rather than obviously Heroes, which was two,
Yep,
it leaves more space open for like any villains.
fair.
So I think there is the space for it now.
There's the space, but I'm not sure if they'll do it. There's more. There's more characters in the campaign anyway. With
Yeah.
Brennan and stuff. Doing the DMing. Like, there's more characters that just aren't even the actors, and the actors changed quite a bit in between. So I think the
However, playing the bad guys is fun.
playing the bad
Yeah,
guys
that's
is
my
fun,
thing.
but
Yeah.
the thing with the thing with Critical Role is the bad guys don't actually tend to be around long term. Because even if you
Mhm.
look at the Briars, like they're very short period. They're the villains for an arc, so they're kind of like arc
Yeah.
villains more than they are long term villains, and they kind of make good sense as a PVE character. And then you look at okay, so you look at the dragons for the Mighty Nine or Vox Machina or whatever.
Yep.
If you look for the Vox Machina, say them, you look at the main dragons are the bad guys. Okay, give me a dragon character, I guess. It just would feel a bit off. I think the characters being the heroes and only the heroes makes sense with Heroes of Alexandria as a set, same way as said with Attack on Titan, the good and evil symbol not being there made sense.
Fair.
It's like oh, what's her name? She had obviously Violent Anima Shot is her attack. Like her attack being in there and they're like attacks and their items and their stuff being in there kind of feel very Easter eggy and fun
Mm-hmm.
for
Yep.
me. And them not being a character doesn't make much of a difference.
Okay.
Whereas maybe for other people they want to play as that character, but for me I'm like, okay, cool. The main people, the main focus, the main people we learn about. Because this is the weird thing as well. As much as you hate the villains, you actually don't know much about them. Like, if you really deep it, you really look at it, even if you don't listen to obviously the webisodes and watch
Mm-hmm.
Critical
Yep.
Role's desktop webisodes, if you go watch the anime for Amazon, when you watch it, the villains are only around in like bit partscapes. Like, you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
not elongated. You don't actually know that much about them. For all you know, they're the good guys. You know what I mean? We could be the
So
arses
what?
here.
So what you're saying is they need playable characters then.
Maybe so we can learn more about them.
I would love
True.
for them to do this as a kind of potential option. Obviously, I think we're going to get a bunch more PVE based characters.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wish you could flip the card and instead of it being rules, it was a playable character.
That would
Yeah,
be
so it's
cool.
either a PVE
I
or the
don't,
one side.
yeah, like flip it over, it becomes a playable character because they did it sort of with the Briarwoods with like the small version as such, but it
Mhm.
was more just as a kind of placeholder. But like give them some rules. They don't need stuff in the set directly being what they can use. Just have them be there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just as like a wee expansion to it, because I'll say like it was really cool with the Heroes of Alexandria set when it came out, and you see all the 6 of the PvE bosses, and I go, they're really cool, and then you go, but they're not playable in the game. Like I can't play as Kevdak, and I'm just like, I can play as Grog, but I don't get to play as his
Yeah.
psycho uncle. You know, like we small things like that. Like I think they could definitely hit a really good double whammy of being able to do both.
Again, it's as I say, it's like that. You play as a Psycho Uncle. Yeah. Would it end up feeling like the same character? Because when you look at his Psycho Uncle, he's kind of very similar. He's less, I'd say,
Is he the one on
kind-hearted and soft.
Earthbreaker?
Yeah,
No,
Is that-
Earthbreaker's the guy that
yeah,
trains him, right?
It's the Titanstone.
Oh,
Uncles you're
sure.
thinking.
Yeah. Titans
Yeah.
do. So his uncle basically like is like he conquers areas and tries
Yeah.
to.
He's basically
Take land.
he's basically the leader, and then
He's basically
Right.
Genghis Khan, but
Ah,
vanilla. You know what I
and,
mean?
and tall.
And he has some knuckles to throw around, but he's again, you don't really know much about him other than basically he's a typical bully orc type character. Like if you had to define
Yeah.
him, he's an orc type character that's typical bully that's going around throwing his way around, and Grog separated himself for it because Grog's actually got a bit of heart. Other than like what symbols would he have been different on? What would his mechanically been different? It'd have been really hard to disassociate them based on what we know as them as characters from the series, which is where I go, okay, are the villains actually that bringable into playable characters? Maybe I'm
Which
wrong.
is
Maybe
fair.
people
No,
with a
but
lot
it's-
more in-depth knowledge of the universe would know more
Well, we
than
know
me.
what symbols it'd be on, and I think it is literally Grog symbols.
That's what I mean. It'd end up
Maybe
on. It'd be Grog's, wouldn't it?
One for one. It is death, earth, fire.
Nah,
Yeah.
you'd have evil.
Oh yeah, you know,
it would just be
Sorry,
it would just be like 2 of the 3 and then evil.
yeah, that guy. Just so you know, he's bad. He has the evil
Because the
symbol.
thing as well is like they don't need to necessarily. They can be like kind of like your Jin promo cards. They can be promo
Yeah.
cards where they don't
Yeah,
have
that
to
would-
have support. Is the thing. You're just getting like an extra character basically.
Do you know what I think would also be really cool? And it may be like really niche, but do you know for the promos, say if they do more events, right? You have to take a character with you of that to get the promo. So say if I go to Gen Con Birmingham and Universe decided to do a stall there, I would
Yeah.
have to have like a Critical Role character with me to
Yeah.
show them to claim the promo,
like a
just to
proper
show that
Critical
I've
I'd like them.
just to show that I've
There'd be cool
already
stuff to it.
invested in this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely stuff to it, but I think that's going to be set 1. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
so that one's most likely.
I
the
think
Critical
the
Role.
middle of the year set we're going to skip because I'll talk about it forever. We're going to just jump straight to Invincible because it's the easier one to talk about.
Yeah.
Before I go on like a 7-year rant. Invincible,
I was-
obviously,
I was
I think it's
thinking-
going to be the one near the end of the year.
Mhm.
And I like it. I do enjoy Invincible. I enjoyed the webcomic. Reading it online was good. I enjoy the series, to be fair. Not too many changes, but the overall show is going to be good. We're going to get Battle Beast. I'm sold. Like, but that's all we need.
This is the one where I'm more like kind of like I've not yet sat and watched it or read it, so
Yeah,
I
same.
don't know too much. Great, Invincible's amazing. You're gonna love it. There's the Viltrumites; they're so cool, and I'm like, for me, originally, it just looked like Superman, and I'm not really
Yeah.
all that
I-
keen on that.
I
you know what I mean?
unironically know it from memes about the show. That's how I know
Thank you, Mark.
Invincible. I just like whether like they'll go to say his name, but instead of saying his name, they'll just put up the title
Yeah,
screen.
the title for it. Aye, it's the way to do it. It's such a good show for the way they do it as well.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever watched the memes that it's the anime dude that does like JJK ones? He does all of them, and he's like, you know, for someone that's meant to be invincible, you're pretty goddamn invincible, Mark. You get your ass beat by everyone. And I'm just howling like I've not even watched the show, and it just folds me over, man.
Aye,
It's so
I think
good.
I think Invincible's going to be a really solid end of the year IP to have. Obviously, we're getting like the next seasons coming out, and then like I think it's still got like 3 or 4 seasons worth to come out as well, which is good. So it means that even
So
when this go for it.
this is my thing where with Critical Role, I'm hoping it comes out the same time as the season because you know what I'm also hopeful for the 40k one. Henry Cavill's 40k comes out
That's fair.
similar time.
I,
I'm
I think
hoping that
I think the beauty of,
series will all coincide
I think
with the
the
set
beauty
release.
with 40k is going to be that there'll be some kind of release on the release. like,
Yeah.
like we're just it's just guaranteed because every Saturday something new drops. So like everyone's always talking 40k. So like that's where it kind of gets the whole win scenario. Invincible, I'd hope lines up with it. I don't know necessarily what the production timing is for it all, to be fair, but it'd be interesting if it does coincide quite close to it. Because it'd be nice if that happened. Because I find that you tend to get that kind of like extra hype, and then people see stuff, and then they see cards and go, "Oh, that's getting a card game as well." Like, okay, and then people dive into stuff so much more easy when there's like a million other things happening for it. Because it's getting
That's
a
what. Yeah,
fighting game as well. Like Invincible's got the fighting game, but I
yeah.
can't remember if it's out already or if it's coming out.
I think it's out.
Is it out?
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to pick it up
yeah.
then.
But this is what I mean. I think what you're saying with the thing coming out around it. I think it'd be really cool if 40k they've already basically pre-admitted that there's so much production stuff that's going to go on with it
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to take a while to do. So they're not even really sure when the release window is.
Yeah,
It'd be really cool if they do it in 2 parts and they do middle of 2027 and we get a card set then, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
part of 2028, and that'll keep players between that bracket
yeah.
to play the game
Apple
and
brings up
people to
something
leave.
really interesting, which actually I now think. So Apple was saying that maybe maybe a Warhammer Plus show to come out to support the release.
Oh,
That
yes.
also
Yeah.
though could in turn Apple, you might actually have just potentially solved it. That could also potentially be what they use as just the base level art. It could end up being some
Mhm.
of these like the Bolter and I can't remember
Oh,
what it's called. It's like the
yes.
Bolter and something set a
Yeah.
series worth. Like that could be potentially how they end up going down it as well
Oh, you know
for
what could
the
We've
be
got
for
lots
cool?
of
assets
options
of it.
for it.
Yeah,
Uh,
like I'd actually think
you
that'd
know
be
the
really good.
like Bolt Gun, the game,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
getting that for like alt arts, that would
I
look so cool.
honestly, I'd be down for that. I'd actually be down
This is
for
I'd
where
like
take
it.
the
some wee
guy as
retro
the
ones.
character.
This is where we're
I'd
all getting
love him as the
deceived. It's
player.
actually just. Is it Blood Bowl, the American football game?
Yeah,
It's just the American football 40k game. We've all just been absolutely duped.
listen,
Hey,
listen. If we
war
even
games
if
are
we
my
just get
specialty.
even if we just get Necromunda, I'm sold. Like
I'd love
Yeah.
Necromunda.
they're like obviously we're kind of like pseudo skipping Invincible. It's like it's kind of
It's
hard to
definitely
like.
interesting.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be cool. It's got a lot going for it.
Yeah.
But I think,
I don't know enough to talk about it.
which is fair. Like I've seen it
Yeah.
all. I'm up to date with it all, and it's just a really good show. It's got a lot of good
Mhm.
stuff going for it. It kind of falls into the category of just being a really good addition to a fighting game sort of
Yeah.
style, especially the way we have been going down with like more not traditional fighting scenarios. Because 90% of it is just genuine superhero fighting shit. Like that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
So it fits that bracket where you can slap a health total and a hand size onto them, give them things that are unique to them, and
Yeah.
then you just let them go out.
As I say, I feel like all the picks this time round feel so much more just together and incorporative of like the universe's style,
Yeah.
if you would. Like maybe last year felt a bit off because we just went from like animes and Godzilla into like a lot more fighting game stuff. But
Mhm.
now like the animes themselves feel like
Mhm.
fighting style animes that have, as I say, like the
Yeah.
tone of JoJo is very similar to like for me Tekken and Street Fighter anyway. Like it
Yeah.
coincides well, and then Persona sits in well with Critical Role, and they all kind of marry up really well. Like I feel like every IP we're getting in this following year, and as I say with like Hellboy and Warhammer, even though they seem like outliers, actually
They
marry
still
up really
clash
well.
well in
They
together.
they
Yep.
they feel really good. Like when I saw the release roadmap for one, I didn't know it was coming out when it was coming out. So I
Oh,
was
yeah, I was-
excited.
I think it
And then
100% tripped everyone up.
and then when I watched it, I was sat there going, oh my god. And
Yeah,
my
'cause I
partner,
think
she was there like, what the is wrong with this guy? Like he said he was going upstairs for a piss, and now all of a sudden, all I can hear is him having the best time of his life. What's he doing in that bathroom? And I'm just like,
I think
this.
so. I think we knew we were getting the roadmap during Gen Con, but then they
Mhm.
posted it a day before.
Yeah.
So like they completely threw everyone off.
Which I think was the best time to do it for them, because it means that
Yeah,
people coming up
100%.
to them can talk to the staff there about what's coming out next year.
Yeah.
Like you get immediate hype going from everyone coming up to your booth.
Yeah,
I also will say, from seeing the photos from Gen Con, it was really cool to see them back to back with Riftbound, so it was almost like one booth, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
wow.
actually thought that was brilliant. Like, I don't know if that was actually planned. I hope it was, because just absolute perfection the way that works. Because you get that whole like tile is just everything you need to bounce between, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Where it isn't, they're totally separated and nobody knows each other, work together and stuff like that. So I thought that was perfect.
I think the uniqueness in the IPs and the what you're saying there with them being back to back. You know, Riftbound. Obviously, I've played Riftbound like Marnie has. I don't know if you've played much Rick on it, but as games, the concepts of them are so unique. Um,
Yes, Mhm.
like
They
as
both
games,
play
they're very
very
like.
different.
But when you look at Riftbound, it's like in terms of the way the card game plays, and even to the win con, where you've got the lanes, you've got to hold to score points, and basically generate it like you would as if you're within the realm of League of Legends, the obviously desktop game. It feels so well done, and it kind of lets people know, look, yeah, we have this other card game that marries in all these universes together, and you've trusted us with this. We've shown you that we can really capture the essence of League of Legends in a card game. Look at what we can do with these fighting games in a card game. Look what we can do with these animes in a card game. Trust me, we capture essence of IPs better than anyone, and I think that's really cool. Like as you say, them having them back to back is such a good thing. And yeah, the release window for the roadmap, having people
Yeah.
be hyped and coming up to them. Hopefully, you got a few League of Legends players that were like, I saw Persona was there, and they went to the Universus guys out of like after a league round and was like, I've just played a game of Riftbound, but you guys have got Persona coming out next year, right? And then that interaction happened, and it's just really good.
Yeah. I think also when it comes to like 40k, I think 40k is going to be, at least it should be the kind of like second version of My Hero for
Hmm.
this game. I really do like so many 40k players. Just this photo. So many 40k players really do latch on to anything that says Warhammer 40k on it. Like I
Yeah, they
know
do.
I'm a
I do.
40k
I
expert.
mean, I literally have only just recently, like, I had the box bot for a while, but like I've only just finished building bloody Fulgrim. Like,
Oh, that
um,
looks cool.
That's nice.
I
like it's the fourth one I own.
sadly,
Like I own, and this is the thing. It just is what it is. It's such a it just latches onto you, and then like I have the commander decks for Warhammer 40k as
yeah,
well. Like, do I like Magic?
sadly my
Not really,
Primarch,
but it is what it is.
my Primarch isn't getting a model. Sadly, my Primarch is dead,
Ah, that's all right.
It's one of those
so I
things
get
with
to play
40k.
Night
Like
Lords.
I know people
Ah,
that are like so invested in 40k that like as you say they go for everything and anything to do with it. Um do I don't know if it'll have the player traction that my hero did just because of my hero doesn't really have that hobbyist side of it when it
Yeah,
came out.
mhm.
The thing that might struggle with is getting people away from their painting to get them to actually play the game.
So
But
you know,
so I'll tell you, that's going to be the reason we get people, because
good.
everyone who plays Warhammer knows any excuse to not build or paint shit is an immediate
It's a good
yeah,
excuse. So
excuse.
if I say to you, "Oh, hey, let's go play some 40k," you don't need a paintbrush. You are honestly going to attract people to that element
100%.
of it. Like,
I
it just is. Apple is
another
currently sitting building 45k Ks right now. Like,
Yes.
So Apple. The one thing I want to tell you is there's this green stuff out in your back garden. It's called grass. You might want to go and touch it sometime.
I'll join you, Apple.
so-
Like, I'm building stuff after this.
Kind of there, like, wait, there's green stuff
Oh.
outside.
I was like, you mean the putty that we use to fill in the gaps? Is that the green
Right.
stuff we're talking about?
You mean the
Wait,
moss
wait.
things I put on the basis of my
What?
characters? What? Or the green screen behind me? Which one?
You're talking about orcs in here?
We're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about orcs. Like,
Ah,
Warhammer 40k.
something.
Like, it's one of these things that just like I think the way like My Hero dragged people in was because it's that dedication to that one soul thing.
Mhm.
I do think that's the
Yeah.
exact same for 40k, just in general. So I
Mhm.
do see it having a really big uptake, and the biggest thing that's got going for it, right, is every store that's going to sell Warhammer 40k decks and booster boxes all play Warhammer 40k. That
Yeah.
is
Yeah, so they're gonna
the
have the passion
biggest
themselves.
selling point we're ever going to have. Because I could work in a store
They-
and have no idea about My Hero Academia. I know it's an anime, right? If I play Warhammer 40k and somebody like comes up to me talking about the card game, I know the lore. I know every way to sell that product without having to know
That's-
the product.
That's going to be the thing, isn't
So-
it, as well? It's like the passion's going to be driven by the people of the shops that
Yeah.
own 40k shops, because people that own 40k shops as well, a lot of them, it's easy to forget that a lot of like even oh bloody Games Workshops and stuff, they're like franchises more than they
Yeah.
are Games Workshop stores.
Mhm.
So the people that run
Mhm.
them are people that have had the passion for 40k for 20, 30 years, and they'll be picking this card game into stock to sell packs of it or whatever, and they'll be like, look, this is a new card game, I've picked it up and learned it because of this, and
Mhm.
it's so and so's in it, it's so good, you can play Tyranids out, blah blah blah, you can do XYZ, you can, you know, and it's that passion behind something sparks passion in other people. Do you know what I mean? Like it lights
Yeah.
it lights a torch under other people, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Also, I don't
I
think
have
it
a,
will
a
happen.
few thoughts.
I'll go for it, Marnie.
So, in the article, they like distinctly mention a two-player starter deck.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a great thing for getting the Warhammer fans in, because like
Mhm.
you put two popular characters in the deck. It's a two-player thing, so you can just go half with a friend, learn to
Mhm.
play the game. But as well,
Well,
because it's a UK company, I hope part of that increases like our players,
I'm
just
hoping
because it's like
the 2-player deck is Blood Bowl.
Nah, it'll
I
be
wish.
entirely 40k based. We're gonna.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me if it
wouldn't be
was like
shocked.
Space Marines and Orcs. If that was the
Um,
2 players
yeah,
theme of
I mean
things.
the
No,
current
yeah.
starter set, which is the Armageddon ones, Blood Angels
Mhm.
versus Orcs. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if it's very similar to that, or if
Mhm.
we
Yeah,
just
'cause
go
you put in
absolute
like
fucking Hail Mary, right? And we have Rabuti Gilliman versus Abaddon, and just go full
all
on
that.
Spaceman
Yeah.
versus Chaos Spaceman. I'm sorry, I'm sound
Because
sound with that.
I could easily see like you put like a popular Blood Angels character in like
Yeah,
what's
give
it
us a
called,
Dante.
Gaskell?
Yeah, give us Dante versus
Yeah,
Thraka. Yeah. Oh, like we're
that would.
set.
I don't know if Violet Rose is watching at the moment. They said they were going to watch after I met them in Astor because they were hyped around the 40k stuff. But basically they were saying there's like, I can't remember what it was. There was some like melee based group, and they have like a leader, and they have like low damage roll numbers, but they like re-roll the numbers. If they go wrong, like if they roll ones, they can re-roll those ones to try and get 6s and 5s or something, and then deal for mortal wounds after.
There's so much.
Yeah, I
There's
think
so
it's
many rules, and we only
yeah.
just got the new editions. So like,
They're
it's
basically
miles
they said
out.
the main thing about them was that they had basically their own set of rules, because the way
That's
they
everyone.
work, they get to re-roll. They get to re-roll their dice, and they do like mainly like melee combat. And there's like a melee group or something. And even for people like that, he was obviously so
Hey,
passionate about
Gaming Crow, thank you very much for
their
the
own
raid.
army.
Much
They were passionate about
appreciated
their
diving in.
army,
Mm.
and they
We
were
are
so like
currently
engrossed in
doing
their
a
own army
podcast
that
recording
it,
for the DobberCast.
no matter what part 40k
And
we
I do
get,
appreciate you
each
coming in.
person
I
with
don't
that
want to
passion
ignore
is
you.
gonna.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much for bringing your community in with us.
It's kind of talking
You
to
know what?
us. I don't know what's going on.
We're currently They're now
He's muted.
confused because I'm
Oh, he's
talking.
muted. I can see his
Yeah.
lips moving. You know, the,
But yeah, we're
as
currently
your lips
talking
are
about all
moving.
of the universe's
So how many do you think
IPs
I'm done?
coming to the game,
But like,
and the main one being Warhammer 40k is coming
I
to
wonder
the
what
game.
he's saying.
But yeah, we're
the
going to
passion
dive
behind
back
each
in.
person with their army is like there. Do you know what I mean? Kind of. I
was
saw your
talk-
lips moving. I didn't
we
really.
got raided, so I was just talking to the raiders.
Oh,
while he was
sure, yeah.
raiding. So
Yeah,
everyone
like the
knows what's
passion behind
happening.
the people that build their own army, and like the passion
Yeah.
he had telling me about like why he's excited for this. I was like, even if you just put parts of each
Yeah.
individual person's army and what they build in, the people are gonna be excited, man. Like this is a really good IP
think-
for us to be bringing in.
Warhammer fans, like in general, are just passionate about the hobby. I've never met a Warhammer fan who didn't love Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warhammer fans love Warhammer. Their bank accounts
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah,
True.
like it's one of those scenarios where it's very much a 0 to 10. You either don't like Warhammer or you are all in on Warhammer. And anyone
I
that
love
says there are
Warhammer.
5, they're all in on Warhammer. They just don't want to admit it, or the bank account says they
Yeah.
can't. Like,
Or they just can't tell the missus that they're
yeah,
buying models again.
It's,
Like,
it's
yeah,
hidden.
it's just
Yeah, it's all hidden. Or it's
it's
not.
a
It was
it's a
gifted.
part-time hobby. Part-time hobby, I
Like,
swear.
that is the way of it as such. It just is what it is. But like, it's just going to be awesome. I would love, and that's what I was going to say as well. I don't think it will happen, but it would be amazing if it did. Could you imagine if they somehow managed to get it stocked in all your Warhammer stores?
Oh, I
Like,
honestly, I
I don't
think
think
they
it'll happen.
would because
I go for it.
so last time they got cards, they were in Warhammer stores. Like they stocked them there and sold them. So I
Yeah.
think they will stock these.
It'd be interesting if they did. It would also be very good for
Mhm.
like one of the things I've always said with a lot of the sets and stuff like that in general has been sometimes it doesn't feel as if the print run is big enough. I would love to
Yeah.
know that this is going to get like an absolute silly number print run, to be honest.
I
I don't want it being like a UU dart tournament where it sells out
oh yeah.
really fast and we've got a 2 year cycle with it. I want to know that when it comes to like 2028, I could still buy a booster box of this without having to
Mhm.
find it on eBay and like 17 pages scrolling through. Like I don't want that with things like this.
I I hope it's one like we get more Warhammer sets. I would
So yeah,
love
so
like
Apple literally says that as well. Like this is the biggest thing. This is the kind of IP that you could just say, do you know what? We're now the Warhammer game. Like they honestly could turn around and
yeah,
say that, and they would never
it's like
run out of content or sets for the level of
yeah,
lore that's involved in this.
because you could do like a single Warhammer set a year, rest of the year be other stuff,
Yeah,
and you'd have that consistent IP.
yeah,
Plus, I think it'd be really fun to have like a heresy set, and you get like all the
yeah. That's,
Primarchs as characters.
I was,
That would
I was talking to Apple
yeah.
about this when the
Mhm.
reels all came out and stuff for the roadmap, and it was like there's so much lore and there's so many separate systems, and people
Mm.
also forget how much Games Workshop owns as well, and how much
Yes.
stuff. I mean, one of the first things that came to this game was Age of, like, well, I was about to say Age of Empire, but it wasn't. It was like the fantasy online
Warhammer
game.
Online.
I
Yeah.
Warhammer Online, that one, and like literally those were like the first promo cards. Were they playable? No, but it was cool to know that
Yes.
like the company was literally there. Like the company was owned at one point essentially by GW brackets. It was a sister company, but we'll take it. Like, and then as
This
Apple says, there's hundreds of campaigns. There's so much you can do with it. It's that I feel as if it's
Yeah.
like the level of a cash cow that's actually good for something.
so this is something that's just started about 20 minutes ago, and it starts with WW and ends in E. Here would be
Oh,
a
yeah.
really interesting promo characters set of
yeah.
things, as
Give
they've
us
just
Oberfenny.
introduced a lot of them into Street. Well, they've just come into Street Fighter.
Mhm.
They're like the movies and stuff with
Yep.
like Cody and
Cody and Blank
and Roman. Would
Romans.
it be too far afield? Because obviously they had the animated superhero style fighter game as well. Would it be too far afield to have something like WWE come into Universus and have
Well,
them as
you
their
know,
they've also got that weird card game on the
Yeah, I
mobile,
was
haven't
just
they?
about
That's
to
like,
say there's
So
like the slam.
would it be too far
whatever.
afield for them to come in and have something like that and have like real sports characters?
so you know how I mentioned Weiss earlier?
Hmm.
They're getting an AEW set.
Yeah, I was literally about to say
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
Aye.
So
Yeah.
would it be too far afield for us to get like a Roman Reigns, the Bloodline
I
tribal chief as a character, and then like Cody Rhodes,
Mhm.
American Nightmare as a character, even if they were like the Joker and Harley Quinn, where they're just promo characters.
So Apple in
but
chat says
they'd
a
have to
thing
like
just that might help you out here. Raw Deal was a card game for WWE. It was a WWF card game. Was like a precursor to UFS, like how this
oh
game
right.
originally started.
Okay.
It's not off the. I would never say that's something that's off the cards. I also think that would be the coolest thing ever if we got a bunch of WWE sets, because it would
Yeah,
I
I
look
think
think
they'd have to like have
they'd work.
interesting art for them though. I don't want pictures just, like
The
real
amount of
shirtless men.
the
the
bonus
amount of
we would
interest in that they
have
could have.
is the amount of shows and stuff that they appear in,
Yeah,
and like the amount of just
the
different
generations
animated
of the
Aye,
wrestlers
there's so many different animated titles that happen for WWE that
and
like actually
different
everyone's got stuff
games.
drawn. Yeah, all the games.
And
Mhm.
do you know what? We've had all arts of action figures before. We could get all
Yeah,
arts of
you
action
could get
figure
the action
wrestlers.
figure all arts.
Like,
Yep.
and
Like
people
a,
collect
a
the rest of their
wrestling
action figures to like a degree where they don't even watch wrestling, but they collect the
Mhm.
action figures. Like
Yep.
that's part of their
like
livelihood.
a wrestling ring asset and it gets like an old hour. It's just like
Well, this is the
the
thing.
The toy
toy.
But no,
rings.
but think about it as well,
Yeah.
right? Like one of the coolest things would be, right? You could have all the different pay-per-views being terrains, like with the stages and stuff.
Yeah, the
Like
new
there's
arena
a lot
stages.
you
Yeah,
could do with that personally.
I think
I'm still
WWE would actually be a
aiming up
really
that.
cool collab.
I think it would be a really good thing for the game as well on an exposure level. As
But as I
well.
say, like not even just wrestling as a sport. Like I'd say like UFC would kind of work as well. Like having a terrain that's the octagon,
Mhm.
and then having
Yeah.
like Paddy
Oh
Pimlet,
my god, can you
like
imagine Paddy the
like
Baddy, the six-hander?
yeah, Paddy the baddie, Paddy the baddie doesn't get knocked out, and just like
There is
its
something.
thing is like Ghidorah. Do you know what I mean? Like okay,
Mhm.
you get three heads with this guy. Try and knock him out once, he'll come back. You know what I mean? Like there's so much fun and flavor you could have with some of these sports
Especially with
personalities.
anything you do that has naturally got fighting also applies. You could
Yeah,
bring
yeah, yeah.
all the retro reprints. Like you have cards called like Round One and Ready Fight and stuff like that. Like there's a
Yeah,
bajillion different cards. These
yeah.
things would be very cool. I think if we try to now wrap this up so we can keep this under 2 hours.
Yeah, we get
um,
carried away.
to be fair, I would actually say this was pretty on track. Like this was actually
Yeah, yeah, we
pretty on
did really
track
well.
today.
Yeah.
As I say, what I'm going to now ask you is, out of 10, how highly do you rate next year's roadmap and all the products?
I'm gonna go 10. I don't think
I honestly, yeah, I agree.
I
Fair
don't think
enough.
they could
I
have
I
done better.
didn't tell you
The
though.
fact,
I was using the golf term for scoring, so actually, I think this is shit.
ah,
oh
Damn, I thought it was a
Right.
0. I thought this was an absolute on par.
yeah, you must, you son of
Refer to the
no.
GIF. Refer to,
As I've said throughout the episode, like I felt like what they revealed felt so married up, so in flavor, and the
Mhm.
whole time when it was revealing it, my partner, she must have been there like, what is going on with this guy? Like, why is he so excited? I was
I
literally like screaming at the top of my lungs in the house, like, this is amazing, like this is so good. And that's
I
not an
was at
exaggeration,
my
I'm really pleased.
locals. I was in my locals when it came out, and I just had to like stop what I was doing just to like get excited.
I was in work on a lunch break, and I was just sitting in the staff room going, "Oh!"
How did it fall?
I was
Like,
like, "We got 40K."
Even with
for,
Invincible, it was one of those things where even though I knew it was coming, and I've not watched it yet. I'm so aware of how popular it is that I'm like, this is so good for the game that I love
Mhm.
that
yeah,
it got me excited. Do you know what I mean? Like even that one that's an outlier for me where I haven't quite
yeah,
married up with it myself, I know it does marry up because I've seen the imagery of it and I
Mhm.
know how popular it is. That it makes me go, this is so good for the game that I love. This is such a good thing, and I can't wait to see it brought in. And the roadmap just back to back to back, the music hitting, the way that they all align, the way that they all fit together, just felt good. Like it was so feel good after last year. What didn't feel so good, if we're completely honest, last year's didn't feel so good. So I think that's what also made this one feel better, because we kind of
Last year had AOT3 though, and that brought out Reiner, and
That's
Mm,
fair.
but
I
it was
I
more
have
like the roadmap reveal and the kind of the reveal
yeah,
of
I know I
how
get
organized play was
yeah.
going to be kind of had a bit of a bummer tone for the game. And then this, after get for us, obviously we got the European announcement, and then we're getting this roadmap.
Mhm.
It felt like a complete swing of emotion for the game for me.
Yeah.
Like it kind of really felt really like, okay, I'm at a low point with the game and I'm holding on, and I'm
Yeah.
loving the game. Nothing's going to stop me loving the game. However, this kind of took me from like here, and if people who can't see my hand, fucking low, to like really high. Like the hype
Yeah.
is so good. Back to back
Like
announcements, and really pleased.
Warhammer's probably like the first kind of nerdy hobby I ever got into. And I've been into Warhammer for 14 years now. It's just like, yeah, I cannot wait. It it on like it literally I couldn't I it could have been like five other things I wasn't interested in. The Warhammer makes it all like perfect.
I think the way to sum it up right is the roadmap actually got me a little like I wasn't crying, but I was like a bit emotional with excitement of how
Oh
good it
yeah,
was.
same.
I
Yeah.
was like so happy that it felt like my game was back. Do you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
roadmap made me feel like my game was back. It felt like it had a really strong legs and base for the
Mhm.
following year to come, and there was lots to be excited about all year round. And obviously, there's people like Connor and obviously like Murray, who's the best judge in all of the world, who have been playing for 50 freaking billion years longer than me, that have obviously
I
gone the ups and
remember
downs of the game. And I just I feel like it's my game. Do you know what I mean? Even though I've had a fraction of the time they have, and that's the
yeah,
level of dedication to it from the get go. Like this feels really good. The roadmap's 10 out of 10.
like
Couldn't.
this year was like my first proper year like actually going to all season stuff. Like it's like yeah, and like I'm just excited. So,
What about you,
I,
kind of?
I,
What
Yeah.
did you rate it? You said
I think
0 on par
yeah,
for.
no. So this would be the first time in a good few years where for me ultimately even the IPs I don't really know but I'm going to invest time into looking into, it feels as if it's the first time that they've brought out a roadmap where there was just enough people excited about every single one of them, where everyone was just excited. It
Mhm.
wasn't like, for instance, this year for me, as much as I like fighting games and stuff like that, my big one was I'm in for Godzilla. I'm here for Godzilla. The rest is just a nice trickle to get to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, there's a level of excitement that isn't the same level as Godzilla. Whereas next year, I'm like, well, I'm all in for Hellboy, all in for 40k, all in for Invincible. I like the art enough on Critical Role to know that I'm going to like that set. And then there's three other things coming out where once I do a bit of a deep dive into it, I'm probably still going to enjoy it just as much, just down to the fact that, like yourselves, people are excited for it enough for it makes me excited
Mhm.
for it by proxy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So when I seen like the Invincible stuff, I was like, I know people are gonna love this. Like
Yeah.
I know how big this is. This is big for the game that I love. That's now me
Mhm.
excited because I know other people are. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
It's good for the game, which is why I'm excited.
Yeah.
hmm
I probably will end up watching Invincible. Like it
Yeah, I'm gonna
probably
watch
It
is
it
is
still.
good. It
as
is
soon as
worth a
I've
Mhm.
gotten
watch.
through the rest of Fairy Tale. Now that I felt like I've had to dive into that with it coming up. As soon as I've got through Fairy Tale, I'm 100% going into Invincible next, and then yeah, we'll be deep diving into something else after. I'm pretty sure, but uh, what would some of the guys from the Raid and Apple say? What would they all? What are all they saying about the roadmap? If any of them got any opinions, if they're still watching?
The last part for Apples was saying, "Give me Power Ranger and Bleach with transforming characters, making it viable," and he's happy.
I
I
would love
see.
more
Which is
That
transforming
was
characters.
Power Rangers was one I mentioned not too long ago. I think it was at the last Sheffield event. I was like, you know what would go really well? The two IPs I see going really well is Jujutsu Kaisen and Power Rangers, because they have so many like different areas where they can like. And I think I mentioned it earlier in this conversation actually. Like Power Rangers has so many different iterations and so many like
shows.
different
Yeah.
captures of how it goes that they make sense perfectly. And
I just
Jujutsu Kaisen's
remembered
the
I had
same way.
Henry
Keeps simple.
Cavill's face on.
Yeah, yeah. You've not left. That's not left for the
Yeah.
last 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's fine.
But to be
it's
fair, it's a
staying
good
on.
view. Let's just hope Henry
I-
doesn't see this and decide to sue us.
So
But,
Apple
But
says
if
the
I,
roadmap is amazing. I'm over the moon for 40k, and I'm happy to see the other IPs that will grow the game, which I think is
yeah,
basically me as well.
yeah, yeah, that's the synopsis of it. Yeah, yeah. No, I
I think
agree.
the only person I haven't seen excited with the roadmap is that one American who quits every week.
Why am I going to quit every week?
Fair. But
Are we talking about their
somebody does.
government or?
No,
So
no, they're like,
let's start wrapping up because it's getting late, and I'm
yeah, yeah,
playing card games tomorrow. So,
oh,
Yeah,
no.
I've got some SummerSlam to watch.
yeah, I've also got to watch SummerSlam now.
Why are they walking out with like the Gears of War E-Day background? What's up? I
Hmm?
did not expect that. But are you not watching it live?
I'm not
Or
watching
do
it
you
right
like?
now, no, because
No,
I've got priorities right now.
podcasting.
We're podcasting. You know what I mean?
And the last time I
Neither
fucking
am I.
switched off my screen, everything turned off, so I'm not allowed. But yeah, we'll
I
wrap up
like
there,
opened
everybody.
Instagram and saw it.
Aye, no spoilers, because I want to watch it. So yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
wrap
yeah.
up
No.
there, everybody. Again, thank you very much, guys,
yeah.
for everyone joining us, everyone in chat for joining us, much appreciated. Thank you again also for the raid, Gaming Crow. Thank you. And yeah, so I
Thank
will
you,
say
Gaming
quickly
Crow.
for the two things we'll say is the way we're going to start doing the recording of episodes for the podcast. We're going to record 1 week's going to be a Sunday, the following week's going to be a Saturday, just because it works kind of perfectly, so I'm able to record them essentially. And then every Monday they'll go live on the Dobbers YouTube channel. So if you don't catch it live via here on the It's Just Sea Dog channel, you will always catch them on the Dobbers channel on every
And then I'm
Monday.
gonna steal clips and post them on my own channel.
Also valid. And then yeah, we're working on a couple of other videos in the background. I've got like Brandon's and Reese's to edit up. Where we have like we'll not say it much about it other than we're doing a small YouTube series as such. Expect that out in the coming weeks. I should hopefully by Tuesday be able to edit the vast majority and then see where everyone else is at, and then we'll get that stuff coming out as well. So we're going to start to be able to see some gameplay and some deck profiles making their way back onto the channel as well. So yeah, I think we'll wrap up there. Again, thank you very much for joining us, and we shall see you next week. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.